Aight, yeah, aight, drop. Aight, ain't nothing changed in the ghetto.
Stun up, just bought a Hummer. Pull up to the club now.
Ain't nothing changed in the ghetto.
2 runners, and they got burners. Pull up to the trap now. All the
Nothing
just
changed in the ghetto.
Stun up, just bought a Hummer. Pull up to the club now. All the
Nothing
bitches
changed in the ghetto.
2 runners, and they got burners. Pull up to the trap now.
And all them junks coming. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome. We almost to the end of the year. Thank you for coming with us. This will probably be our last episode until our next season, starting in January. Thank you everybody for bearing with us for our first season. We might have a few adjustments coming. Every second with Cluren Williams. We'll be here. It was a great first season. I loved it. I have an amazing guest still today. Before we go out, shout out to Ted, the whole Mojo Rising team. Appreciate your support. Appreciate your creativity and doing what you do. Hello Hooray is here to stay. So support us and support the show as we move forward into our second season in the new year. Ted, we got some guests here, some amazing guests. I want you to bring them right on in. I want to correspond with them through the entire show. So, and that's gonna be my boy Victor and Miss Sunshine, if that's okay, if I can call it that. There you go. There we go.
What's
How
up,
y'all
brother?
doing? All right. So I got my guest here. Victor's not my guest. He's like my co-host, and so he's been here. And so before I even go in and go any further, we got a video of yours. And me and Victor actually, I seen the video. I showed Victor, and Victor was like, "Oh man, I like that. Send it to me." And then I was like, "I'm busy." And so basically, by the time Victor got ready to see it, I was already trying to contact you and find you. And like by the time he saw it, he was like, "Wow, this is a amazing point. I like this." And I was like, "I like it too." And so before we go any further, I'd like you to introduce yourself, Sunshine, and then I also want to go straight into playing the video, Ted, because I want everybody to understand why I asked my guest to be on the show, because she is an amazing person. She represents Black excellence. And before I even go that far, go ahead and let us know who you are. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. And again, like he stated, my nickname is Sunshine, but my name is Delia King, and I live in Kansas City, Missouri, and I did create that video a year ago.
Yeah. Okay, Ted. So you got the video, Ted. Go ahead and start playing the video for me. But anyway, the video is about you, and you're just basically venting, and you're talking, and you're going through.
So the point of me making this live was basically, I realized today that I have nothing to offer a man.
What?
Nothing. And I feel like it took me 32 years to realize it, because I just found that out today. So I was today years old when I realized it. And then it took me a lot of pride swallowing to be able to admit it. I'm going to tell you why I feel the way I feel. This is not based off anyone else. This is only based off myself. But I just wanted to share it just in case it may help somebody else. I feel like I don't have anything to offer to a man because a man asked me what I had to offer him. And it was the way he asked that made me realize that I don't. He simply stated, "I realize that you're single, but tell me, what would I benefit from having you as my woman?" Now, outside of the basics, like, oh, I look nice, I can cook, I work, I didn't have nothing else to offer. And the reason I realized that I didn't is because I got to thinking about myself, and all I've been doing for so many years is just working and taking care of kids. I don't know necessarily what I'm into, so there goes hobbies. I'm not necessarily sure my feminine level of energy, because majority of my relationships, I wore the pants. So how can you, as a woman, offer to be a woman to a man if you've never fully been a woman? I am a woman because I'm a female, but I'm talking about like actually be a woman, like to a man. I've never experienced that, so I don't know what that feels like. So I can't honestly say that I have anything to offer as far as a woman outside of just being a woman. So that means all I really do have to offer is some pussy because I'm a woman and we have one. That's really not enough. I can't honestly say I can offer you a nurturing environment because I'm too frustrated about the children that I have and the lack of help that I have with them. So it's like I can't necessarily be so nurturing to you when I'm frustrated at the amount of nurturing that I'm already doing. So therefore, I know I can't offer you that. I can offer cooking for you, but then to me, it comes at a price because if you're coming and you're sitting and you're eating my food and you're not providing any of it, I'm a feel away. So now I'm offering you bitterness. That's not anything a man wants. Why would you want a bitter female? Well, I'm bitter because of my own merits. So it's not your job to fix the bitterness. It's my job to fix. As much as I want a man to come to me ready, able to provide, work, and handle himself, I think that me as a female, I need to have my emotions in check because if a man wants peace, I don't have any because I'm frustrated. I'm bitter, I'm emotional, I'm upset. So I made this video because today I realized that I don't have anything to offer a man outside of good looks. And I learned that I don't want a man for just his looks. So how can I be so selfish and only offer a bare minimum and expect so much? That is some unfair shit. Now, I don't know about all these other females. Other females may not agree or even feel the way I feel about the children that I have and the lack of help that I have with them. So it's like I can't necessarily be so nurturing to you when I'm frustrated at the amount of nurturing that I'm already doing. So therefore, I know I can't offer you that.
I'm looking at this video and I'm telling myself, because me and Victor, we have a lot of conversations a lot of times, and he always yelling stuff like women don't have no code. And I say stuff like, man, please don't take this and go worldwide, make this no message, man. All my fans and support, man, is women, man. They gonna crucify me, man. They gonna kill me if they think I'm riding with you and you on this bullshit. And so, but I dissected in what he was saying, and the more that he was saying it around, maybe I should say women that are in tune with themselves. The more that he would say that around women at a certain level of understanding with themselves, they all agreed. And it blew my mind. And so to hear you speak, it was very intriguing and it caught me. Now, to fast forward to this experience, I know this was a year ago, and I know that that some time been passed. And so what were you on though that day? Like, what were you on that day? I know you probably been asked this 1,000 times, but I want to ask you, what were you on that day, and how much have you moved on from that day till now? Where are you at now?
So that day, I don't know if you guys have seen another version of that same video that a different guy on YouTube had uploaded, but he did continuate the video for everything that I finished saying. WorldStar dissected my video and uploaded that small clip of the larger video. But like the guy had stated on the YouTube, he was predicting, he was like, I believe that a guy was talking to her and she shot her shot. And he was right. It was that. It was a guy that I was interested in. And for a while, I hadn't been doing the shoot your shot thing because I'm like, okay, everyone always tells women we should wait on a man. But as a woman who wants a man, that's a long wait. So sometimes you do want to shoot your shot. You've talked to people that have been in relationships and hear that the woman shot her shot and here they are happily together. I shot my shot at him and that's what he said. And it was just like, dang, no one had ever really asked me that because usually guys are the ones that shoot their shot at me. So it's like I kind of get to decide. So when you're actually interested in someone and they kind of make you feel like an option, it's like, well, dang. And it was crazy. It was just like a reality check. And around the time that I made that video, I was doing a series of videos. So I was getting up every day, uploading different lives based off different lessons in my life that I was going through. So that particular day, this was the lesson of the day. And it's funny because that day, it did kind of, I wouldn't say viral, but it did catch fire here in the community, because it was a lot of people that were in agreement at that time.
Yeah.
Now, when you fast forward it, that was then. And like I stated then, I was bitter because I was lonely, but bitter, lonely. Like it was more, I'm just resentful of the relationships around me, resentful of my exes currently being in relationships. So it was like, what am I doing? Why ain't nobody want me? I'm great. I'm this. You should, hello. And I had to realize that ain't nothing. Like we are just shells. We don't choose how we look. We don't get, like, our looks don't come out of a vending machine. Our character is what a person's supposed to fall in love with. And I have been spending so much time working as myself. I haven't taken the time to step back and work on myself.
Well,
Just
a
like
lot
in
of women, you know, that heard that would automatically say, "Oh, well, she can't be talking about me. I know I got, I got something to offer a man and woo woo." But I don't think that they understood the context of what you're saying. I didn't believe that you were saying that you didn't have nothing to offer, like you wasn't worth anything. I think that you were saying that you maybe were trying to logically place yourself on a balance beam, and then you and sometimes if you do that, then you may just see that you may see how unbalanced a situation can be for either or. You see what I'm saying? But so we
I know
fast forward today, and now, after speaking with you, I know that you're in a different space now, right? uh I've talked to you, period, first initially about monetizing your story, homing and owning your story. Now that you went viral, how much of the uncomfortability of everybody in your business, how much weird shit been going on since you done went viral, and how is that affecting your day-to-day life, and what are the benefits and the things that you're not getting out of it?
So the DMs, of course, have heightened. I've always received a large amount of DMs anyway, but now they're just on more platforms. And then, of course, I will admit that a lot more females have reached out and actually told me that they thank me for saying what I said. I've had married women reach out and say that they've been in their marriage and realized that they didn't bring anything necessarily to the table, and how it's had them help them to reanalyze some of the things in their life. So it definitely is based off of your level of understanding, because if everything is just based off of, oh, what I'm just giving and not what I've built in myself to share, that's where the difference in maturity was. So I know today the things that I would say that I'm willing to offer in a relationship or don't have to offer aren't the same things from a year ago, but it's because I've took that time to step outside of myself to work on myself so that I can be a better vessel for someone else, versus just being this lonely female wanting someone to fill a void. You have to bring something to it's give or take.
Yeah.
So in the midst of it all, like, I've had many conversations still within my inbox. I've even had people literally tell me their life story and ask for my assistance, which is empowering, to be quite honest. If, like, I'm not in any way licensed, I haven't been educated, in psychology. So for you to find my opinion of value is big. But on the flip side, as much as my face is known, I haven't received any monetary values of any sort just yet. So it is a blessing, because at least the popularity is coming. So I do know that now when I do speak, more people are seeing it, versus when I was speaking at first, no one was seeing it. So it's empowering to know that I am actually touching lives a
Well, you
year later
said you
and
was in
saying good
business,
things.
right? You said you was in business, right?
Yes.
You do hair, right? As that
Yes.
boost up your clientele and your, what I'm saying, of your clientele, did your clientele boost up after this experience?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. That's I would think that would be one thing that you would instantly see,
I
and
would have thought that, but I do think it's kind of based off location. So, like, for example, where I stay, it didn't
okay.
viral here. So, it definitely is, when you are a product of your environment, the environment, that helps. I feel like maybe possibly if I stayed somewhere else, then
Yeah.
yeah, they may be that way. But no, that didn't change. Now, a lot of my clients I haven't talked to in a while have reached out like, hey, I seen you online, but it didn't motivate them to book or anything.
Yeah. Well, I
I was just about
understand.
to ask, how did your existing relationships benefit from, like the video, because somebody benefited off of, what I'm saying, your situation. So like, have you like done any videos to explain why? You know, like you I guess how have you tried to flip the situation back to your advantage? You know what I'm saying? Because you
So
did
I
it to try to bring attention, but like, what are you doing now to capitalize off the momentum that has gotten again?
So originally, before I even went viral, I had made a calendar called the Sunshine 365 calendar, and it's for 2022, and it's just featuring photos of me from when I was in the Miss Fashion Global modeling competition when I was in Destin, Florida. So now I'm using this larger platform to sell the calendars, because initially I was selling the calendars so that I could use those proceeds to purchase a lawyer to gain my son. Since the viral video, I've made an updated video basically a year later explaining the different viewpoints that I had originally and how I've moved forward from them, because it's a year later, but I'm still single. So now I've been single going on 2 years. But that single that I was is not the single that I am now. That single was an unhappy single. This is a happy single because I do
Right.
know my value and I do know what I want to acquire. And I'm also still not done working on myself. I realized that for the longest time, I was continually trying to fill voids with people. I had to appreciate and live with me and then be able to find my own joy and happiness so that when I meet someone, we can share it, not expect for them to be the root to my happiness. That's putting a lot of pressure on
Already,
another individual.
And I
already. And
appreciate you
see,
taking this long road to
yeah,
accountability and making it visible, because one
yeah,
thing about accountability, it has to be transparent, and it gets
Right.
no more transparent than the way that you put it out there. I just want to let you know that you set the tone for a lot of women that's got the same issues that
yeah,
need to address them and be real with themselves
yeah,
and be real with the situation that they in. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I could say this.
When
You,
when I
you,
say
you.
when I and let me say this part right here. When I say women don't have no code, it's because there has to be an implied reason to say, hey, we got to do something to have a conversation that protects the culture. And in most situations, if you look at like where families go left, is always always the blame point where the woman has had the wrong men enter her. You know what I'm saying? And make the wrong kids with the wrong people. Like men in a family tree can go out and do whatever they do and the family name still be solid. You know what I'm saying? So, like on the other side, when women come into a situation, when it comes down to protecting a family name, I don't even know if women have that conversation anymore, because that's part of the reason why, like,
I've never
our
had it, and I was
families are.
adopted, so I don't have anything to
Yeah, you
protect.
see
So
what I'm
that made
saying?
it
Like
even
when you
harder.
come in as an adopted mentality, imagine like the amount of women that you've been around that you know ain't got no code, no integrity. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That you've had to operate with, that a lot of unsuspecting men don't even have a clue that's out there waiting on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So like for you to take the stand you had, you know what I'm saying, based on your circumstance, like ain't nobody's situation perfect. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody
Right.
coming into anything clean,
nah,
but your intentions are perfect. So
yeah.
that means results may vary, but it's gonna I think there's gonna be a positive outcome no matter how you do the math,
It
because you came in for the
already is
right
coming.
reasons.
The positive outcome already
You already
coming.
here.
And like I say, every second with Cluren Williams, we like to keep things rolling and keep it going and keep it going, you know what I'm saying, by being able to dig a little bit more deeper into what you're doing so we can find ways to support you also. And I've heard a few things, especially like he said, you already set the tone to make a lot of females just tell the motherfucking truth. I'm gonna say it clean, just tell the truth. Quit acting like the shit don't stink. A lot of women like to play these loaded games and play these ball-headed hoe games as if somebody owe you something or something. And you know the bad thing about it is you old cougars. You old cougars telling these young girls, don't do this, baby. Don't do that, but you old bitter ass women. And to hear you say you was bitter at one point and understand what bitter women do and how they react, man, it's priceless. Because maybe somebody sitting in the house with their old lady pushing up, putting while she got her feet all on side of his head, and he really in the last few stages of going right upside her neck. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the fact that she won't never ever be wrong. I've heard too many men basically tell me in the most miserable ass tone I've ever heard is, "Oh, a happy wife, a happy life." Nigga damn near look like he finna fall over while he's saying it to me. I'm pretty much sure that it's only one person happy, and I refuse to be that type of man. I don't want to be in a relationship where all I'm here to do is make somebody else happy, and they don't want to make me happy. Why I gotta spend all my time doing that? What kind of no? God ain't made me do no shit like that. I'm sorry, and I'm not finna start doing it now. But to hear you kind of like separate the yin and the yang, the bullshit and the real from the fake, it's priceless. It's too easy to buy fake shit now. And people buying it and they selling it 24/7. So, with all that said, what are some of the things that you're using? For instance, I asked some of my guests to use a word of a day, maybe a positive message. But what kind of word, if you could sum up one word that keeps you moving in life through all these episodes and all this trauma? Because the things you're going through is traumatizing. Ain't nothing to play with, ain't nothing to even bullshit or sugarcoat. It's traumatizing. It is very, very, very hard to hold and handle and deal with and to do regular business as every day. So what word, what philosophy, what phrase can you tell us that you're using to keep your head above water, and not just above water, but to keep going, focusing on them goals and getting with your babies?
So the motto that I live by is that I do everything on purpose with purpose. And it's because when you put purpose behind it, you're going to achieve it. You're going to make it happen. And I've always been a go-getter. So it's not like, oh, here within the last so many years, I've attained whatever. I've always worked. I've always done those things, more so just because I was adopted and my parents loved me. I had great parents, but my mom that adopted me was 67 when I was 7. So it's so many different things that I miss just from the culture age gap. Like, it's basically like a grandmother raised me. So I can even relate to when you were saying that the Cougars are saying stuff. And I only say that because I feel like the things that they were raised on generation wise, we're not even living in currently. So how I was brought up and those morals, I still live by a lot of them, but I'm up against a lot of people that are not. So when you were brought up in basically the old school and we are currently in the new school with old school morals trying to live through the new school, it is very frustrating. So again, I do know one thing about me, like I was raised strongly in church, all of that. I haven't forgot my roots in any format. So the purpose thing, I allow myself to speak and I listen. So I hear the voice in me that decides, whether to shoot someone or not. Like, I hear that voice and I use it. I listen to it. And there are times where I feel like in the past when I didn't, we've all had those moments where it's like something told me don't, but you did it anyway. So when you do listen to that voice, you spend less time saying, man, if I would have just or should have. I don't like living in that format. And because both of my parents are currently passed, I don't have room to fail. So I can't keep putting myself in these situations. My favorite comment that one of those ladies had posted under the thing was, dang, it took her to have all them kids to finally realize her worth. And it was like, yeah, it did. It did take that. And it's people that may never find it. So yeah, it took this long. And unfortunately for me, it took this long, but I'm glad I did finally find it. And now that I know it, I refuse to go backwards. So I thank God that I was strong enough, mature enough to accept where I am, where I stand and what I want, and then continue to walk on it and not be subject to allowing anyone to woo me to not live in my purpose, to not walk the direction that I'm going, and keep pushing for everything that I do. Because like I stated, I do hair. I also have a non-for-profit where I style adoptive and foster children. That's my give back. I've done stand-up comedy. I model. Like, I'm definitely open to doing everything, but I definitely want to do it with purpose and with drive and happily. And the only key to that happiness was me.
Already. So, I heard you say you got a nonprofit. What's the name of your nonprofit again? If you
So
don't mind.
my non-for-profit is called Sunshine's Hair Haven. The website is sunshineshairhaven.org. And it's
Already.
geared towards foster and adoptive children. I started it in March of this year, and my original purpose was to style adoptive and foster children in preparation for them to meet their new families. Because I don't think enough people are aware that with adoption, when children get into too many behavioral issues in adoption, they don't get adopted, and then they end up aging out. And if you age out, then you end up just a loner in the world. So I like to prepare their hair so that their behavior can be better, so that they can get that second chance at an adoption.
Oh, that's what's up. That's amazing. Um, so you you're somebody that was adopted also, right, into a family, and so now you have a nonprofit. Did you ever see yourself in this position giving back in the same space that you actually lived into?
No, I didn't. Crazily, I had a salon. It was open for 2 years and then I closed it. I closed it in October of 2020. And then I went and got up under someone else's salon. And then this year in March, that's what I opened the non-for-profit. And it was random. I opened it because actually a foster child had came and got her hairstyle. And it was just the conversation that we had. Something in me was like, that's what I want to be doing. Doing adults is great, but the kids are the ones that need me. So like an adult, she can gel her hair back and throw a wig on. But these kids that are up against bullying and up against peer pressure and just up against just the daily woes, they're the ones that actually need me, especially a child that has no way to do their hair, doesn't understand how, or doesn't have enough to do. Like you deal with so many different traumas as a child, going through foster care, going through adoption, going through group homes. So to be able to come, that's why I named it a haven, because it's a safe place. You can come and discuss the issues that you've been through, because I've been through so many of them as well. I've been
Yeah,
through a lot of things. So that's
yeah.
why I chose that name, so that I can assist with that and help them in their
Okay.
journey so that they can feel better about themselves, so they can have that second opportunity.
Man, that's amazing. That is, man, like I said, you represent Black excellence. This is why I said that. So this is why I'm digging into stuff, because the world need to hear all this. And so, okay, so it's Sunshine Haven, right?
Yeah, so that you are currently on the Sunshine's Beauty Salon website. So that
Okay.
actually, all of those are the pictures of the salon that I had and I closed. So on that website is the link to purchase the calendar. And then sunshineshairhaven.org is the non-for-profits website.
Okay, Hair Haven.
Yeah, sunshineshairhaven.org.
Okay, .org. All right. Cool, cool, cool. I just wanted to make sure we got all that information so we can get it on there. I'll get it to Ted. We get it in here in the show. Again, so you starting a nonprofit. You've been through a lot of stuff, but you just recently went viral from a video that you had a year ago. I also spoke with you, and you were telling me you was in comedy, and I love comedy. I love to laugh, and you know what I'm saying. So, what kind of comic are you? Are you that Def Comedy Jam type comic? Is you that, or is you one of these new wave comics? That dress up and gotta be funny, or like what kind of comic are you? Like, are you rough? Like, is you just off raw or what? Let me know something.
If I had to, so I guess if I had to put myself into a category of how my comedy style is, I say that it would be definitely between Bernie Mac and both Steve Harvey. And I say that because Steve Harvey was huge on his storytelling, but you could always relate. But Bernie Mac was raw. He'd say the stuff that you don't want to think about. I'm that person.
Yeah,
Like, I say that type of stuff. I had people laughing today. Like, for example, like even growing up, like I stated, my mom was a lot older than I was when I was little. So like even small things that you wouldn't talk about, like for example, we was talking about my very first yeast infection that I had when I was younger.
yeah.
So as a
Oh
man, y'all don't
Lord.
deal with them, but hey, it is what it is. I had one when I was about 13. I didn't know how to talk to my mama about that. So when she came home and seen me on the corner of the wall, rubbing up and down the wall, scratching, she didn't know what to do, and neither did I. Like, I didn't know what was going on. Like, I
Yeah,
talk about everything because, like he said, women don't have no code. I probably don't have one in comedy because everything is funny and it doesn't always have to be rooted around sex.
Hey, if y'all see
I
me
feel like
standing up, I'm
female
pouring more
comedians
whiskey.
always have to talk about sex. I can talk about any topic of any nature at any moment and make you laugh. I love that. That's my joy.
that's
Is to
what's
make
up.
people laugh. Like,
And
I
I
love that.
love that shit. I love that uncut raw comedy. But then the funny thing about it is just as much as I love raw cut comedy, I understand the blessing in being just straight up here in the real world
Honest.
when I'm using my story to help people.
Right.
Sometimes some of our most worst nightmares and stories and parts of our life are keys to doors that people need to open up to for them to move on and open up. And sometimes it set people free, and sometimes it convicts others because some people they need to be basically the one to get up and be like, I'm sorry. Some people need to apologize. Some people need to, they need all this. And I think our stories, when we're mentoring and we're ministering, I think that's a part of what they call quote unquote ministry. That's what God has us doing, able to get out there in front of places nobody want to go and talk about our life, but not be embarrassed because we know that what we went through is going to free somebody. It's not only going to free somebody, it might help somebody not have to go through them. And at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure you're going to start getting feedback of just that. Or if you're already getting feedback, you're already getting feedback where people are telling you, man, you really opened my eyes up, like what you're doing. So now you got people's attention. One thing I learned when the Austin Police Department shot my brother 12 times and the world was all in my business and looking at my family and talking about my family and and all eyes was on me and it been on me for a while. One of a wise man stopped me and he said, man, he said, Cluren, I know you're strong. He said, you got the world watching you. What are you gonna show them? You've been selling dope. I didn't fuck all the pretty women from here to Puerto Rico. I sold cocaine. So they used to snort cocaine and I used to fuck them. You see what I'm saying? Because I had the best cocaine. And this
Wow.
so I ain't missed out on no pussy. I'm just saying, what are you gonna show the world? You're not already about nice cars, right? You're not already being got the diamonds and rubies, right? You got rubies. They fighting and killing over diamonds, and here you got exotic rubies. What do you want? What are you gonna show everybody? You gonna show them what they been seeing? A leader or somebody faking and falsifying, making money off the pain of black backs and stories? Or you gonna stand up and you gonna show something different? Put the shit down. Put the prostitutes away. Put the dope down. I'm telling you what men have to make decisions to do. Because no man that you gonna meet is that you'll see them and you'll see them in order. Because if a man is sloppy, like my partner said, if a man is sloppy with his woman, he's sloppy with his money. If he's sloppy with his money, he's sloppy with his woman. And he not organized. He not in order. See, men supposed to come and bring order. They supposed to be that drill sergeant ass energy so things can get back right. Or when it get weakened, or when them hard times come, that also energy comes in to make enough strong enough to get over the hump. And if you can't bring that, then you're not bringing nothing. I've always told Victor that feminine energy is the strongest energy, the energy that you possess. And the truth is, it is. But when you tell women to be feminine, they get mad. When you tell them surrender, they get mad. When you tell them to, basically, all those are weak words to a woman or a man. And nobody wants to be weak, right? Nobody
Or
wants to be
vulnerable.
weak. And so I think that we got to start recycling these words and putting them in the right context because I think that they've been blown out of context. And so when
That's
I
how I
look
feel
at
about the
you,
word settle. I feel like
Can
people
can
have
can I
ruined the
say something
word
about
settle
context
because
in a minute?
settling is the goal. Like the
yeah,
goal is to settle. When the supposed pilgrims settled, they found a place, they were happy, and they stayed. So people
yeah.
make the word settling sound bad, and settling's good. You just want to settle correctly.
Yeah, yeah, and I respect that. So again, this is every segment with Corinne Williams. As we move forward, I got some more things I want to ask you. I got a chance to kind of like picking through a little bit of what's going on, but like I said, you're a very colorful person. You have a variety of things that you can easily just take off and run with. On my show, I always ask my guests who their favorite college team, football team is. I seen some of your pictures and I seen your Chiefs. I seen your Chiefs, but we ain't said nothing about the Chiefs. Chiefs kicking ass. I ain't gonna lie. I always cut it for the Chiefs since Priest home days. So you gonna get a pass with the Chiefs. Now I am a Cowboy, but we got one Alabama fan, just one here today.
Oh,
And I want to know if you are in the sports, what's some of your sports teams, and let me know so I can see how they doing this year.
so unfortunately, I only do have one team, and it's the Chiefs. And
Oh, man.
I just became a Chiefs fan, and I actually became a Chiefs fan in 2017 when my dad passed. My dad passed December 24th, And before he passed, he asked me to be a Chiefs fan for him. So I'm more of the gear side. Like I go to games. I
My
just went to
dad
the
passed
Chiefs
on
versus
December
the Broncos.
23rd
Really? Well, welcome. Well, it ain't a club, but
of
holidays is dope, ain't it?
2018. Yep.
Oh yeah, the holidays.
Holidays
Yeah, so
suck.
that was a year after me. And my mom passed November 17th. So Thanksgiving and Christmas, I just be like, nah. But anyway, yeah, he asked me to be a Chiefs fan for him. So I'm more on like I got Chiefs gear, jerseys, hats, all of that, because I'm a female. So I got a bunch of accessories. I know who Mahomes is, obviously, and Kelsey, but I kind of don't really know half of what be going on or nothing. So I'm that level of supporter. I ain't gonna front, act like I know what be happening or nothing, because I don't. I support for the sake of my dad, and it's just I wish he would have got to see us win. He passed right before we won the Super Bowl, and he was rooting. So it was nice. The year that I became a Chiefs fan, we win our first Super Bowl. But outside of that, like in basketball, I would have to say I don't know anybody. And my favorite football player is my son, and his name is Jeremiah Brown, and he plays for the Outlaws. He's number 6 in the country.
Already. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We always want to throw that little part in there here on the show. So don't mind me. It's not much, but I love football. I love boxing. I love reading. Of course, me and Victor, we are both authors, seasoned authors, and thriving authors. As we support our Black authors around the world on this show. So reach out to us, become a sponsor. We'll promote your brand here. We'll help build your brand here. We're going to get ready to go into our UPC segment, our Urban Power Connection segment, where we teach people how to build wealth and real estate and flipping houses and getting money and getting money and getting money. You know what I'm saying? But not just getting money though, but building wealth. I told Victor one day, we was talking in private, and I said, Victor, I can go out here and make $200 cash. I'm a licensed barber. I have a CDL license, and I got businesses. I'm a designer. Hell, man, I'm a hustler. I can go out here and get cash. I said, Victor, but I've never been able to actually sit down and build wealth. I've never been able to actually do the things that I need to do for myself. I've always been in the streets. He said, man, don't worry about it, little brother. That's where I come in. It's my turn. Let me drive. And I say, Victor, take the fucking keys. Go on, take the key, Victor. Take the keys,
Hey,
Victor.
see,
And
I
that's
gotta
what it
let him
takes
run his
too.
mouth because you know why? He always give me my flowers. You know what I'm saying? I be talking shit about him when he turned his camera off or whatever, because I'm gonna get in his business. You know what I'm saying? But bro, he be giving me the business. You see how he wouldn't let me talk about Alabama football? He wouldn't let me ask you no questions or nothing. He want to go right to the UPC, talk about real estate, nigga. Don't talk about nothing else. So I'm gonna do that. I just wanted to be salty about it though. You know what I'm saying? But like this is a dead part of the year when it comes down to UPC and in terms about real estate. There's still some plays that could be made, and that mostly come out of like personal relationships. But if you take time to read the market, most people are where they're gonna be at during this time of the year. You know what I'm saying? This is a great time of the year to go ahead and lock up a project to have it ready for the market in the spring, because now you got a valid 90 to 120 day window when things are going to go on sale. People are going to move. Spring break's going to be afoot. You know what I'm saying? Like these days and weeks of blowing back passes a whole lot faster than we want to even assess. I just figured out how to write 2021 you know what I'm saying, in my regular date time group. And now we get ready to turn to 2022. You know what I'm saying? So like, honestly, the real estate market is pretty stable right now in terms of like if you want to jump into a project, it's all about the money you want to put into it, and it's about the zip code of where you want to do the work at. But in the meantime, I think that we'll be better suited by reposturing, restructuring, and letting this time go by and putting all our assets and resources together to go after something. Excuse me, something that's
But
bigger when it comes down to taking advantage of the real estate market when it comes into 2022, because there's a lot of piecemeal things you can go and do by yourself. But when you start operating with a 90 to 120 day to 180 day window, depending on the size of the project, you'll be more successful the more people that you bring to the table. So like we're at a point now when it comes down to like actually building generational wealth. The thing that's ironic about it is that it's not about bringing money to the table to build generational wealth. This is about trading resources and skills. You know what I'm saying? To rewrite narratives, because one of the major narratives that we've had to try to overcome is that black people don't work together, and this show has been a major staple in proving that that's untrue. The right black people work together. That's just the bottom line. We got to get a little bit more detailed and more specific as time comes on. So, yeah. What you got?
Already. Shout out Urban Power Connection. Thank you so much for your support and sponsoring here. And shout out Victor. He's always enlightening us about building the wealth and the time, the season to get in and get involved. It's never really a time. If you got the money to get it to get in on the project, I'm pretty sure you need to get in on the project. But the point is building wealth and getting wealth building tools is something that we have to always promote and recycle into this community, because the black household is already subject to be making zero income by 2054. Again, the black household is subject to be making zero income by the year 2054. This is serious. We have to start doing group economics. We have to start building wealth. So thank you again, Victor, for that. We got our news of the week. Uh, Shout out to Landon Nobles and his family. Rest in heaven, Landon. He was killed also 1 month after my brother was shot 12 times by Austin police. He was killed by Austin police downtown on 6th Street, May 7th, 2017. The jury found that the officers were they were guilty, and they won in court. One article said 67 million, another one said 15 million. I don't know. The point is, uh, um, they they got some justice, but their child, their loved one, is still gone, and um, they can't give them money to get them back. That's the main thing, and so we want to send our prayers and our support out there to the Nobles family in Austin, Texas. We love you. We support you. Justice for Landon Nobles. Justice for Lawrence Parrish. We also have the LBJ Jaguars, my high school alma mater. Thank you so much for all the people who jumped in to make sure that they were getting people free rides, free tickets to the game. It's going to be in Arlington, Texas at Jerry's World. So shout out, congratulations to those kids. This is their first time ever going to a state championship in their school history. This is pretty much the only black school we have in Central Austin left after the gentrification has been done heavily and moved all the black people out of this city. But shout out to LBJ Jaguars. Congratulations to the coaching staff, to the parents, to the children, to everybody that was involved in these kids. They're doing so great. I'm proud of them. I'll be at the game tomorrow, and I'll be there to see all my good friends that I grew up with, and see us, and we'll all be able to talk mess and enjoy ourselves, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm really not looking forward to having praise for supporting anybody getting from the city to the game. All I want to do is be able to see my friends and we enjoy each other at that time. So thank y'all so much again for coming in with us today. Uh, every second with Corinne Williams. Ted, if you're still on here, make sure that you check on Sunshine's information there. I believe she said that she can't see or hear anything, Ted. So, Victor.
I'm here.
Okay, so I think we got to get Sunshine's stuff fixed real quick, because I think hers is she says she can't hear or see anything. Sunshine, can you hear me, or can you see me?
I can hear and see her. No problem.
Yeah, can you hear me, Sunshine? Oh, can you see me? She says she can't hear or see nothing. She's just looking in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
she shows
Yeah.
sitting up there looking. I guarantee
Yeah.
she can't see nothing. Can you hear anything?
Yeah.
She done turned it a couple times.
You
Might need
turned
to
it a
hit that
couple
setting
times.
wheel.
Okay. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just keep moving every second with Cluren Williams. Again, thanks my guest, um, Miss King Sunshine. She's a beautiful person, obviously, as you
Yeah.
guys can see, but she's also smart. She represents Black excellence, and she was here with me, supporting my show. She didn't like give me a long list of things to do. Like sometimes you reach out to people that go viral, and they just act like they just act corny and lame as fuck. Let me just put it like that. I've reached out to people plenty of times, asked them to support the show, and they just dry be lame as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay because we're still here and we made it to our first season without all the negativity. So again, thank you, Sunshine, so much. Y'all rate y'all look her up, right? And y'all support her and her nonprofit as we move into 2022. I'm going to try to get you back on here, Sunshine, for
I got
more
it.
than you got it. Okay, I'm gonna
Hmm.
try to get you back on here um, uh, more often. As I said before, I would like to see you working with us more in the future, and I hope that's something that we can talk about later. So, mental health, I know that you talked about that a little bit, and making time to heal. What are some of the things that you do when you're healing and you're making time to heal? What does it look like? Is it, do you got the scents and candles? Like, what does your healing process look like?
Honestly, for me, is getting away from everybody. With me being a stylist, I deal with the public so often. Then with me being a parent, I'm dealing with, of course, with my children. So to actually, I guess the word would be decompress, maybe. I kind of just go and spend a little bit of alone time. And sometimes it's even in my bathroom. Like I've made my bathroom my sanctuary. And I'll go and sit in there for a while, and just have some quiet time. When you actually can sit and be silent with yourself, I feel like that's when yourself starts to talk, when you finally be quiet. And that helps me
Mhm.
heal. I reflect on my day. I reflect on making sure that I've touched at least 2 lives per day, guaranteed. Made at least 3 people a day smile in a way that they wouldn't have smiled. And I love giving compliments. Like I'm a person that's just walking down the street and be like, you look really nice in that. And I want to say it just so you can light up, because I feel like that's what we all are here for. I feel like if everybody would take the time to help each other's light shine, then we could all walk around with our light shining.
Already, that's all I want to do. Like I told you, I feel like
Yeah.
me being a pharaoh, I'm here to awaken a lot of more pharaohs and show them uh, that they are the light, so that they can be a light. And that's one of my messages when I close all the time. To be honest with you, so I'm right
Mm.
there with you. So I got to clear about how you're healing. How much of that are you doing? I don't know. Uh, do you drink water a lot? I always suggest you drink a lot of water. I've always been told to drink a lot of water. That was something that we talked about a lot on our last show. And since now we're moving forward and we know where you're at, what are some red flags today, since you're in a healthier space, that you're keen to grabbing? What is red flags to you, for you in this new space that you're in?
A major red flag that lives in my old headspace. Like people, of course, here in our town. Our town is really small, so I've actually stopped the dating idea here, really just because it's just, number one, it's not my first priority. I can't even completely say that I'm working on fully healing until one of the larger parts of my traumas is one of my kids is gone because his dad took him. So I can't even start that side of my healing until I get him back, because it's still a trauma. So like I've stated before, I don't know what type of parent that I am to 3 children, because I have yet to this day to have parented all three of my children together. So like that's something that I want to make sure that I can do before I can even add a man to the equation anyway, because I want to get my kids. I'm tired of explaining why I don't have them, etc., etc. Another red flag for me though, honestly, is just a dude that want to pull up. Like I don't know what it is, but we are in pull up phase and nobody wants to date. They like, well, yeah, I can pull up. You smoke? And it's just like, yeah, I smoke and I have my own smoke. So you don't have to pull up with me and smoke. Like a date can also be anything. So I feel like because so many ladies out here, you know, have decided to date without the intentions of liking the man and just eating, men feel like the only way to date is to eat. But I disagree completely. You can meet at a park and get in the cars together and chat. You can go somewhere. You can do nothing. I dated a dude. This is going to sound so crazy, but I didn't have no real time to do a date. So he met me at Ross. I was shopping. We was talked. I bought my stuff. We left and we talked for a minute. Like sometimes you got to do what's going to work for the other person, especially if y'all have busy schedules. So it's either you can, what was the saying? Like you can make time for a busy man or babysit a broke one. Like, so if I'm willing to make that small amount of time, then, you know, saying that matters. So that's another one for me. And then outside of that, I don't have any huge ones because I really haven't been checking for the things that a man should or shouldn't do because I ain't lately been checking for a man. Now, am I lonely? At times, yes, but really only late at night. So there are 3 AAA batteries set in that room and I'm good.
You good. Victor, what's a red flag for you, Victor? What's your
You said
red
a red
flag,
flag?
Victor?
A red
Yeah,
flag?
what's your
Some
red
badass
flag, bro?
kids.
Badass kids.
Your kids
Oh,
bad as hell. I'm not fucking with you.
oh, okay.
Okay,
Nigga, I'm
that's
not
real.
competing with your kids for your attention.
Hey.
Cause they can't keep the shoes from under the bed. Cause they want to take the trash out. You think about the dumb shit that you had to slow down for with, you know what I'm saying, when you deal with somebody that got children.
Well,
That's
I
a
don't
huge
know.
red flag. If you can't discipline your kids, you're gonna take it out on me.
Mine's is badass old
Oh, that's
grown
true.
kids. My red flag, mine wouldn't be just bad kids. Mine would be badass grown ass kids. Meaning that you
Nah,
know, you
man.
mess with a woman and the
No.
kids
Undisciplined
16 years
kids.
old and
Look,
they
you gotta
crazy like that. That to me,
See,
that's
Nah,
I
probably
deal with
cause see, they be
in the kids'
undisciplined
red
before they
flags.
get to
I
the
don't have that
16-year-old
problem.
killer age. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
See, at 16 years old, you gotta have a pistol.
And
Yeah,
see,
they
what I
get
deal with when I date a guy and the baby mama finds out about me, usually they don't get to see their damn kid.
oh, I don't play that shit. Point is with me
Yeah, I
is
think that's some messy
I
crap.
I done been
I ain't
through so
competing with no
much.
children, bro.
I mean, me personally, when you dating somebody, I don't see red flag is something you look for when you meet a person. So I don't
Yep.
see how a motherfucker gonna know a motherfucker kids bad when you just meet them. Ain't nobody supposed to be bringing you around their kids. She ain't
Right.
supposed to be
I
bringing you
agree.
around them anyway. You ain't supposed to find out motherfucker kids bad until 2 years later.
Until you
Well,
decide
I'll
that
say
you
this.
actually are into them. You cannot like this
I'm
person and
saying
like their kid.
because when I don't know what is your opinion? What is a date? Like what is dating? Like because truth be
Can,
told, I'm from the streets. So my theories and stuff, the way I look at life only really come from my experiences.
I do
I
feel
don't
like
really
dating has
I don't
completely
really know
changed,
nothing
and
about the
the new
regular
age
world.
dating to me, the new age dating is people meet up, eat, and go fuck. That's dating.
Shit, new wave dating, you
And
ain't
that's why
got to
people
get
are
up
like,
and
you want
eat.
to go on a date? To me, dating is actually getting to know you. This ain't me deciding I like you. This is me talking to you to see if I like you. Then I decide if I'm interested, then go into pursuit mode. People are dating and pursuing. They want you to be single tonight before the date. Like, what? It's dating.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
there's
so
no
what
grace
is
period.
if you
There's
dating? Do
And
there's
then
you
I
no
get
just feel
the
like if
right
there's
men
to?
no
can't
grace
afford to
period to
date, then don't go
evolve.
date. That's just how I feel.
Well,
You
don't
hear
you
men
get
be
the
like, well,
if
I'm
you
about to pay for
dating? Do
that.
you
If you
guys
can't
think that
afford
you
to
got the
date, don't
right to
date.
talk to other people while you dating?
Well, and
I
that's
feel
and
like if you're dating, then you're free to talk to whoever because you're still single. But men do not want you to do that. If you're gonna date the man, you need to only be talking to him, only be dealing with
I
him,
don't
not
know
think about
about
anyone
that.
else.
I don't know. See,
hey, can I say
men
something
and
here?
women have something in common. They like to control a motherfucker. I don't like to
Yeah.
put stuff on one person because I find that
These
a
niggas on their
wolf and a
soapbox.
fox are still both canines. And I feel like the man is the wolf and the woman is the fox. She is a motherfucking dog. She wants to rule, and everything that is in her is to have a man submissive to her ass, to make him come back to the house at 9:30 at night and be cooking with no clothes on, because that's really what she wants. But nobody want to hear that, because then they're gonna say, "Oh no, Jinx." But I'm telling you the essence. See, it's a difference when you're going off of theology and opinion. I'm just going off the essence of a male and a female. At the end of the day, the man wants to be ruler of the motherfucking world, Craig. Not this woman, not her kids or his. He want to rule the world. And at the end of the day, a woman wants to rule over man. So therefore, we fighting this every day when we meet the opposite sex. We don't want that person that is the essence of us to be the fullness of us. And you don't supposed to. I should not want to be that, because now they even using this new phrase narcissist. Bitch, how you gonna call me a narcissist? Cause I don't want to come pick your ass up from work and you ain't got no car and I'm supposed to use all my resources, and I ain't even, for one, they don't make me responsible. See, that's another thing. When you dating, why do people feel like this is the time to ask, right, for help or to do
And that's why
something?
that's where the confusion comes into play. Because when I feel like this is a conversation I've had with my clients, because I've even had this myself in my mind. Because you're right. So if you're dating, and you're dating's the audition for the relationship, and the relationship's the audition for the marriage. So when do you get comfortable to ask the things that you would ask in a relationship? Then you'll literally hear people be like, "Oh, well, I ain't doing that. That must wife
At
do."
least have,
Okay, but
at
how would
least
you know
ask
that
them
she
after
can be a
y'all
wife
humping.
unless you see?
At
So
least
it's so
after
many
y'all
things.
start humping ass, you don't know. Everybody know. Common sense tell you don't ask no man for shit till you hump on them or feed them. That's just law.
Mhm.
Now you ain't got to like
And
the
I feel
law.
like I shouldn't have to hump on you. I think that's
That's what
ridiculous.
I say. I didn't make the law. Just like it's
Right.
law that if a woman is dating more than one man, she's a hoe. And if a man
Right.
is dating more than one woman, he's a player,
He a
or
player.
vice versa.
Mhm.
If a
That's law.
man kick and stomp and karate kick a woman, he's supposed to be crucified, hung upside down, and have his balls cut off. And if a woman karate chop, slice, and kick and jump on his neck, then she's the hero. She motherfucking me had enough. Like goddamn me, what's her name? Jennifer Lopez. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, we have to understand that there is something that we got to realize that it is a difference. Black women, and I need you to know this because I don't know if you heard it like this, have been held at the highest standard of all humankind. Again,
Never heard that
black
before.
women have been given a higher and the highest standard of all humans, of all humankind. White women don't have that standard. That's why they can walk around naked and protest, and it's not weird or it's not shunned. Black women are looked at as and held on this pedestal, whether y'all know this or not. So if you walking around talking like a sailor, dressing like a prostitute, smelling like a 12-year-old, then what do you think somebody gonna do? How do you think they supposed to approach that? Okay, now everybody on this old justice shit. Justice then being slung around in so many type of ways. You can run around here ass naked, bend over, motherfucker, butt ass nigga, open your ass cheeks and say you ain't supposed to touch me. Now listen, no, you ain't supposed to. Nobody's supposed to touch you. But whether you know it or not, a response will be given. See, that's nature. And I ain't saying it might be the response you like. See, you might bend over in front of somebody to open your ass cheeks and they might kick you dead in your pussy and say, man, I got a wife, I got kids. I don't play them games, woman. Get away from me. But you thinking we all dogs. And he gonna get dig hard, and he gonna want to touch you, and he gonna want to do that, and now he's a rapist. That's not true, man. That's not how everybody act. Sometimes you got to get up off this high horse and come back down to reality where when you get pinched, it hurt. Because in fool's land, everybody can be anybody. You get you a pack of cotton candy, a white girl, a baseball cap, and they put you on the train sled. You go straight down the train sled, and everybody got money and happy, and everybody have orgies. That's in fool's land. But in real life, there's consequences for our actions. We all must be held accountable to what we trying to do. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna get one of them calendars, you know what I'm saying, and I'm gonna auction them out.
Well,
I'm
thank
gonna see how
you.
many fans you got. I'm gonna come on here. I'm gonna say, yeah, I got sunshine. Ooh, ooh,
Oh,
Miss February. Ooh. Oh, I'm gonna close Miss
Victor,
February
Victor,
up.
you gonna get one, Victor?
You know what I'm telling that. Ooh, Miss May. Ooh, May. Victor ain't
Oh
even
my
look here.
goodness.
He don't know what's going
Yeah,
on.
Victor ain't worried about it. That's
Victor
okay
better
though.
not get no calendar. Victor fuck around, get cut up. I'm gonna get the calendar. I'm gonna auction the calendar out. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to check your calendar out. I got a calendar coming too, man. Somebody put me in the calendar, study for me. But I like that. But what I do want to do is we want to make sure we double back. We want to support you. Again, thank you so much, beautiful, for coming today. For anybody that got the video or seen the video, do not take this out of context when she says the part where I have nothing to offer. I guarantee you, after speaking with her for I don't know how long it was, maybe 15 minutes, that she is what her name is. She is the light of the world. She is a sunshine. She is what her name is. Not just because the color of her skin, but because of her characteristics. Because she is the type of person that I can see already just by speaking with her, who are going to make sure that when the lights are cut off and nobody's watching and the camera's off and the smoke clears, that when she's given a chance to make the right decision, she's ready and willing to do so. And that is what builds characteristics. And thank you so much for sharing some time with me. Again, like I told you, hopefully we can talk more and I can get you here a little bit more like permanently, like permanently, and get you about that damn cesspool down there in Kansas City. Get you down here with these Texas boys. Well, when we roll on 20s, we just them Texas boys. Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
god.
bring it down here
Oh
where it's
my
big ass, big
We
steaks,
need
big
you.
lax, everything, man. Big diamonds, big gold, everything. You ain't gotta worry about none of that, man. Get you up out here around them hood boogers. Come down here with these players, man. But
hood boogers.
but it's all good. Victor, again, I love you too. You know what time it is, man. Always on time, always holding it down. Hey, you enjoy yourself and you be careful out there in Birmingham, Alabama, where they still got KKK on patrol. And
Lord,
and
be
and, and,
careful
and,
down
and,
there.
and enjoy your event too. VV's up, my VV's is up. Shout out to
Boy, stop. Don't be talking about the KKK. Hey,
Sunshine.
I'm gonna get done in by some black folks before I even get to the white people. This is home of the first 48.
For real, no, you ain't lying. But yeah, we're about running out of time, so I'm gonna get ready to close. My guests were here every second with Cluren Williams. Shout out Ted Mojo Rising. Appreciate you. This is my closing little old spiel. I like to keep it real. You know, man, I like to keep it trill before I get ready to go. My little philosophies and my notes, man. So I think what I took out from today is, let's see what I got from her. My guest, so smart and it has a variety of things.
Oh
But
my goodness.
I think I got the word respect. And I'm gonna say it like that. It's so simple, it's so cliche, but sometimes some of the most cliche things are very, very, very strong. Because I remember when I was younger, actually, and I talked to my brother the other day, and we would see things or hear words. And now that we hear certain words or hear certain things, now they become life to us because now our comprehension level or how we're able to understand is on a higher frequency and in a higher level. And so I want you guys to look around your family, look around your household, look around some of these people and see how much respect you've been giving them. If you've been hearing your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your children or your wife or your spouse or your friends consistently say things like, man, you don't respect me. Man, you need to respect me. If you're the one always telling your friends, family members, peers, etc., to respect you, then this message is for you. Respect is tied to love. Love is tied to loyalty. You cannot love something you do not respect, and you cannot be loyal to something you do not love. Thank you guys for spending some time with me. Before we go out this year, I want you to respect your peers, the ones who've been down with you, the ones who sacrifice with you, and then I want you to learn how to respect yourself. Everybody always think you're going against somebody, another person. We're not going against flesh and blood. We're going against principalities and spirits and energies. So y'all quit fighting amongst with each other because the greatest enemy that you'll have will be yourself. Respect the wise. Respect your God and respect the love that your people have for you. Y'all be dangerous and stay dangerous and still be the light of the world. And don't forget, stay woke. I see y'all next week, man. I love y'all, man. Peace, man. See what the fuck Ted at. Oh, Ted on here. He texts me.
She said that was interesting. Ted in the bathroom, boo boo.
Oh, Ted, boo boo. Ted, man, you gone taking a shit. The Victor laugh. Ted, where you at taking a shit? Nikki Owens, we can't live without this show. For real. Victor.
Hey,
What
we getting a
Ted
lot
know?
of good feedback from one of my partners, man. While I'm here in Birmingham, one of my brothers, Robert King. You know what I'm saying? He famous in the city for a lot of different
Yeah,
reasons too.
it's all
Yeah,
good.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to, end it. But yeah, I didn't even know it had got past 5:30.
Yeah.
So yeah, my daycare lady, it's $1 a minute. I already owe her $16 right now.
Oh yeah, shit. I'm sorry about holding you that long. I
Yeah, that ain't
appreciate.
no big deal. I wasn't happy to be on there. I just, like I said, I don't have any assistance with my kids. And then the one person that do help me is my cousin.
Yeah.
Ever since this viral stuff has happened, she ain't really been there. So like, I've been telling her all day I've had a podcast at 5:30. She ain't asked what channel it's on, nothing. Then I was like, do you think you can get my son? Because I don't know how long it's gonna be. She was like, well, I don't know, because my son got football. I mean, basketball at 6. Like, I already know she gonna get shedded and left behind. So it is what the fuck it is. But I went ahead and called my daycare lady as soon as the phone disconnected and explained to her what's going on, because my daycare lady old. So I feel like if she knew I went viral, she wouldn't give a fuck. But she don't even know what viral is.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's gonna be alright. My
But yeah,
partner.
you's a funny country ass dude. You funny. Do you know how hard it was to not flirt with you? You are attractive in a way that invigorates me. It's just weird though. Like I think it's because you got intellect and I'm a sapio. So when you get to talking, I just be looking at you and I just be listening. Then it's country as hell and I love accents. You just funny to me. You make me laugh.
Man, I want to get you on here though for good. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Leo.
I enjoy y'all. I think that I can handle y'all. Y'all seem to can handle me. Hold on, let me get my son.
Ted, where you at, Ted? You gotta fix this shit, man, and go out right, man. I think I'm still on live. I hope ain't nobody can see me. Yeah. Ooh, they gonna get my bitch ass if
It's
I'm
called
on
a chocolate
live.
covered pretzel. That's white chocolate.
Chocolate covered pretzel. That's what my brother had, all these damn pretzels.
All I know is people from Kansas City was watching it because I got a Facebook inbox that says you ain't moving down there with them country ass niggas. So they are watching. No, not yet. You can eat it when we get home. You need to eat dinner because that got chocolate on it.